Hi, I'm Tammy Randolph, and I'm the Director of Investor Development at the Cleveland Bradley Chamber of Commerce. We're here today with another episode of The Chamber Does What? People ask us all the time, what does the Chamber do? And so we thought we'd take a different approach to help you understand what we do. We'll have different episodes with Chamber members and Chamber staff. We're filming our podcast here at the Youth Force Center at the Pie Center. We're part of the Boys and Girls Club. And today I have with me Danielle Seals.
Hey, Tammy.
Hi. I work with Danielle at the Chamber. What do you do? What's your title?
My title is the Director of Workforce Development.
You have a way easier title than I do.
Debatable.
What do you do at the Chamber? What does that mean?
Okay, that's a great question. So ultimately, I tell people it is my job to make sure that we have people with skills to fill the jobs that we have coming in town. And we have a lot of them.
We do have a lot of them.
Yes, we do. We do.
So you work with existing industries, you work with the new industries coming in, you work with the schools. What are some of the things, because I'm sure you partner a lot with the schools.
We do.
So what do you do with your school involvement?
Okay, so when it comes to education, we have several different workforce type activities that we provide. So for all of our high school seniors, we get volunteers to come in and do mock interviews with them. That's a great skill that everybody needs. So whether they're going directly into the workforce or they're going to college, having an interview is a great way for them to just get some easy practice in. That's an intimidating thing. Even if you're an adult and you've done it several times, interviewing can be very intimidating.
And these are great kids. I've done it a few times and they're great kids and they're so nervous.
Yes.
And the first thing I always tell them is just breathe. It's just me.
Right,
We're good.
We're just having a conversation.
We're just going to talk.
All this is. We're just having a conversation. So it's a really great way for volunteers to get involved and for these kids to have just an easy practice run. They're given some feedback. Hey, maybe we answer a question this way, or we talk about this, or, just a really good experience for them. So that's something we provide for all of our local high school seniors. For our high school juniors, we do job shadowing experiences.
That's fun.
So yes, so we offer, I think it's like 50 different occupations that we offer. And then if there's one that we don't, we still try to make room for that. We just did our job shadowing last month for our city schools. And I had a student who was interested in being a marine biologist.
Well, you're going to find a lot of marine biologists in Cleveland, Tennessee.
Right. That's what I saw that. And I was like, we're kind of landlocked. And so, my first thought is oceanography. But we went to a ribbon cutting for Operation Compassion. And one of their staff members is a trained marine biologist. That was his trade for years and years. So we were able to connect them, and he was able to go out and shadow with him and learn about, all the different things. He has a whale tooth on his desk.
Okay. That would be fun to go see.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So he brought lots of different things in the office, and we were able to get them connected. But we try to catch them that junior year so that by the time they're moving into their senior year, they have a better idea of the decisions they want to make. We have some kids who think they know what they want to do, but the only exposure they have to it is what they've seen on TV. So what does that look like in real life, day to day? We had one student who wanted to work in a pediatrician's office because she thought the babies were cute and she wanted to play with them all day long, cuddly, snuggly.
Not in a pediatrician's office.
No. And so she realized after they're all crying and screaming all day. Well, they're there because they don't feel good.
Or they're going to be getting shots.
Right.
Nobody wants that.
Right. So she said, I still want to work with kids. This is not the avenue. Well, that just saved her how much time and money, right, before going through an entire program and realizing this is not really what I want to do.
Now, what does, on the job shadowing part, because you put them in local businesses, our chamber member businesses, what is required of the business who's going to host these kids?
We just ask, they keep them for a few hours. They usually have them for 4 or 5 hours in the day. We just ask them to give them a really good experience as far as seeing what it is like day in and day out. Don't fabricate something special. We want them to have a real experience. So if your job is sitting in an office and doing paperwork, that's great. Let's see that. Right. So we ask them to be open to questions, be open to teaching. Every business does it a little different. Some take them on site and do a little more hands-on type things. We've got other ones that they just literally just kind of shadow and follow along and see what it's like in the day. We do everything from real estate to EMS to the hospital to teaching.
Veterinary.
Veterinary,
My
yeah.
daughter did it when she was in high school, and
Yes.
she went to the one of the veterinary offices, and she was able to help and observe
Right.
with a spay of a
Right.
dog.
So there are some instances when you can, but then, we usually have several kids go to Logan Thompson every year. They do a fantastic job with them. They're not going to be able to get up and defend, but
Right.
they get an idea of what this looks like day to day, and they can go maybe hear a court case. They're obviously not participating. So we have fantastic businesses that partner with us every year to give these opportunities to our students.
Okay. Yeah. When there's another program you do.
Yes. So we have a couple other programs that we do. I'm going to talk about youth leadership first, and then we're going to come back to best partners. So youth leadership, we have an adult version. Fantastic way for someone to get plugged into the community, whether you've been here your whole life or whether you're new to the community. You get to see kind of a behind the scenes look of what makes our community thrive. So we have a youth version of that. We take typically 24, 25 junior seniors. These are your high achieving kids who are already leaders in their own right in their schools.
And there's an application process.
There's an application process. I don't pick the kids. Let me be very clear about this. We have a committee who goes through these blind applications,
Right.
And these kids get in on their own merit. And so, our applications are really wonderful. I could usually make 2 or 3 cohorts out of the kids that we get. So narrowing it down is usually a very difficult process for our committee of volunteers. But we take 9 months and we do different themed days. So I explained it's basically a field trip a month. We go out and we have a different themed day. So we have a local economy day where we're visiting manufacturers and we're touring plants, and we're also visiting small business and retail, and they're getting that insight. They're getting to talk to these community leaders, ask questions, and really see the ins and outs of our community. We do a Heritage and Tourism Day, a Social Services and Health Day, a city government, a county government, and we culminate our trip with a trip to our program with a trip to Nashville for state government. So they're getting to do a mock debate on the Senate floor, and they're getting to talk to one of the judges at the Supreme Court. And it's really just an incredible experience. I wish it was something that they'd had when I was in high school.
Right.
I didn't grow up here, and we didn't have that kind of program. And
how did you get to Cleveland?
how did I get to Cleveland?
There's all these left turns I like to take.
Yes, no problem. So I actually came to Cleveland as a student at Lee. I had lots of family and friends who had gone to Lee over the years, taught at Lee over the years, and Lee was just always my school. I knew at the age of 8, like I'm going to
destined.
Lee
That's where I'm going to go.
Like this is my place. So I, came to Lee and then got an internship that turned into a job, and I never left. I've now been in Cleveland almost as long as I've lived anywhere else.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think I've been here 16 years now. So I think I've been here long enough to be claimed as a local.
Almost.
Okay. We'll let the people decide.
I've got 20 years, but I'm still a carpetbagger. So
yeah, I mean, home never leaves your heart, but this is home now, and these are my people, and
that's great. That's great. Okay. I interrupted you.
No problem.
So we were talking about youth leadership.
Yes.
And you get all the aspects of Cleveland Bradley County.
Yes.
And your state government. And so then the last program we're going to talk about is?
Yes. Best Partners.
Yes.
Okay. Best Partners are great. It's a win for everybody. It's a win for the schools. It's a win for businesses. It's a win for the entire community. So BEST stands for Business and Education Serving Together. What we do is a business and a school essentially adopt each other. We find a partnership. We get together with the administration of the school and the business, and we open the dialogue. Okay, what does this look like? What do you want to be able to do in this school particularly? We have so many fantastic schools and we have so many fantastic businesses, but really being able to hone in on pulling them together is a great way for us to be a good steward of our resources. So instead of giving a little bit here, and here, you can focus all of your intention and energy in one place. So best partnerships look different for every school and every business. Some businesses will come in and celebrate, teacher appreciation. They'll bring in donuts, on TCAP week, which I believe is happening now. A very stressful week for students and for teachers.
Yeah. It's next week.
Oh, okay. I think the younger grades have started this week.
That could be.
And then, or they can come in and they can do a STEM, like, look, this like a little STEM thing. They can come in and do experiments with the kids on a career day or at a STEM night. They can be involved in fall festivals. They can be a sponsor. They can be an on-hand volunteer. The possibilities with Best Partnerships are endless, and it's a fantastic way to get a boots on the ground way to give back in your community.
We had, before you, I spoke with Eric Hazuri from Food City, and he is a best partner with Mayfield.
Yes, they are.
And they were telling me a couple of things that they did is they did programs with the kids where they got lists, and they had to, like, the little kids did a scavenger hunt to find the things in the store. And then the older kids had to, they had a certain dollar amount. They had to plan a meal with the groceries and to go through and do that.
See, that's fantastic.
And so that way brought everybody all together to do it. And then they're going to do, I think they said they're going to do a field trip for the kindergartners to the store to come and get a tour of the store and see what it's like. And so now when those families come in, they're interacting with the employees as well.
Right.
And so, I mean, among the other things that they do, but that's one of the things that they're doing. So they're getting that partnership together. So it is a little different
and everybody wins. Mm-hmm. Everybody wins in that scenario.
You get that engagement with your business and your parents and the kids get to see, and when they go in, they're like, hey, I know you. You did, you taught me about this. You told me about popcorn. And so that's really kind of interesting.
Yes.
So yay. What is with and you also, again, left turn, I'm so sorry. We're going to go back a little bit with the workforce development and the jobs. You work with the American Job Center a lot to help with job fairs. And how does that work out for the employers here in town? How do you work with those?
So how do I work with the employers here in town? Well, we're in constant communication with our employers here in town. Looks a couple of different ways. So we do work with the American Job Center and the Cleveland Family YMCA to host a job fair once a year. Now, the American Job Center does several job fairs a year as needed, depending on what's going on in the community at the time, what the environment is like. But we host a large one every year. We had over 40 businesses at our job fair this year, and over 200 people come.
That's really good.
Which was a great turnout. We have so many different industries that show up. Cleveland is a very manufacturing heavy community, which is fantastic. And what's really great about that is our manufacturing is very diverse. Mm-hmm. So we don't have all of our eggs in one basket. God forbid if something were to happen to one, we have several other industries that our boat isn't going to capsize. But we have, at our job fairs, we typically have manufacturing, we have law enforcement, we have healthcare, we have, just regular office. I mean, it's a variety of jobs. We actually have, and I'm going to take a left turn on you real quick.
I was going to ask you about that as well. So that's good. That'll be helpful.
Great. We're on the same wavelength.
Every now and again.
We have just, with our new brand rollout and our new website, we have added a new Jobs Connector widget on our page. So anybody in Cleveland can go to our website, ClevelandChamber.com.
ClevelandChamber.com.
Oh, I'm going to hear it for
you
that.
Are so going to
I'm going to hear it for that. ClevelandChamber.com. I was giving my email address is what it was.
Yeah.
And so you're able to go there. We've got it listed in a couple different places. We have a jobs tab up at the top. This software or database pulls from 40,000 different websites. Mm-hmm. If your job is posted for a Bradley County job, it is all conglomerated into this one platform. So you can go look for Bradley County specific jobs. I think the last time I looked, there was a little over 1,200 jobs just in Bradley County on this website. So you can apply directly from there. Mm-hmm. We're very excited to be able to offer that to the community. But the Job Center is a fantastic resource. They're great partners. If you're not sure what your next steps need to be, if you're looking to upskill or retool, they can help you with all that. They can help you do some assessments and find out, well, I don't really love what I'm doing. What jobs would help kind of fit my passions and my skill set and my path in life. So love working with them. They're a great resource to have here in town.
That's good. That's good. Lots of community resources that you can get through the chamber to help you get to those positions that you're looking for.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we partner with a lot of other agencies. We don't try and do anything on our own because you can't. And that's part of the chamber, is being part of the community and working with that connection to get where you need to go.
Right. The chamber is a great connector. There's no need to recreate the wheel. We have so many people in town who are willing and able to help. Mm-hmm. So let's make it happen.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay. My last left turn on you.
Okay.
So when you've been in Cleveland now for 16 years, Cleveland is now your home. what is your favorite thing or favorite place about Cleveland and Bradley County? Or if when someone comes, we have to go here, we have to do this. What is, or all of the above,
All of
whichever
the
you
above.
want to do. Well,
Okay.
I play with this for just a minute.
Yes, go for it. You know what? I miss when, you know, they kind of made your hair do the
We
thing.
do not need my hair to do that. That will not, there's not a big enough camera for that.
Okay, so my favorite thing about Cleveland is the community. We have a very generous and giving community that when something happens, people rally. If we have a natural disaster happen, if somebody's in need, our community rallies, and I love that about our community. If someone's coming to town, I take them to Grit and Grace. Grit and Grace is my happy place. I love it. I can grab a coffee. I can walk around. I can shop. They've got great music playing. Brandon and Melody are great. I was in there yesterday. I'm in there a lot. If I took as many people to church as I did Grit and Grace, I'd be in great standing. I really do love what they've done with the old woolen mill and how they've turned that into a very viable, profitable business.
I'm going to have them come because they've also started a young entrepreneur program for kids.
Yes.
And that is really interesting. I'd like to have them. I'm going to try and have them come and talk about that because I think that's a great resource and it's a great way because there are a lot of kids who are doing things. And Art on the Square is also doing one for young entrepreneurs who are doing craft type items. And so there's a lot of them that are looking to go to those kids. And so I want to try and reach out to them as well.
Absolutely. And yes. And so workforce is something that can't be done alone. It takes lots of different community partners. City Fields is another fantastic community partner that we have that's doing great work in the workforce development field. With their boot camps, they work with Cleveland State.
My son is a graduate from City Fields. That's where he did his welding.
Yeah. They're phenomenal programs, and it takes everybody doing their piece of the puzzle to really affect it. And that's the beautiful thing about Cleveland is that they're willing to come to the table and bring their piece of the puzzle so that we can make a holistic picture.
And that's what we try and do at the Chamber.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thanks,
I
Tammy.
appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, follow, all those fancy words you're supposed to do. And thank you very much. And thank you to the Moorlock Youth Force Center for letting us film here at the Pie Center. Thank you and have a great day. Bye.